I'm sitting with Amanda Watroba from Trinity Church in Lenox in the Diocese of Western Massachusetts. So glad you're here, Amanda.
Thank you.
We'd love to hear your mission story.
My very first mission trip was actually my first year teaching. I worked at a Catholic high school, and so students were asked to engage in mission trips regularly throughout their time at the school. And even though I was not Catholic, I was still teaching at the high school, and we did a wonderful trip to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And
Where was the high school?
in Springfield, Massachusetts. It was Cathedral High School. It was unfortunately very damaged in a tornado and is now known as Pope Francis High School. So it's still there and still going in a new name and a new way, but in the same spot. After that experience, I came home, and even though it was more for the students, as one of the teachers, I still felt changed by it. I felt appreciative of the things that I have in my life. That so many of the people that we met who were unhoused in Philadelphia, that I think a lot of things I noticed that maybe I was taking for granted in my life before. And so then later I moved to the south coast of Massachusetts and became a member at St. Gabriel's in Marion. And the rector at the time, he had a theory that we should be doing a rotation of mission trips, local one year, the next year national, the following year international. And I was very fortunate to participate in many of those trips as an adult leader with teenagers coming. And the most meaningful one for me was to El Salvador in the summer of 2009. And we were there for about 10 days, working in a few different areas, and also just meeting people and hearing from them about their lives and the different struggles that they might face, and how we could help and be a part of that. And so we spent some time helping to create a garden for a community so that the people in the community could have access to their own food that they were growing, and also worked with them on how to get water to that place as well so that they could have their things grow. El Salvador at the time was a really interesting place to go coming from Massachusetts, because El Salvador is about the same size as Massachusetts as a country. And so for the students who were with us and for the adults, I think we could relate a lot. It wasn't quite so big, even though we were in a whole other part of the world for us. And it just, when I came home, I was sad to be coming home. I felt very connected to the place, to the people, to so many things that we were able to do there. I'm still in touch with our group leader, Alvaro. If you ever see this, hola, Alvaro. Who showed us different places, helped us learn about the culture and the history of El Salvador. And then also helped us connect with people in the community, as not everybody, myself included, had the strongest Spanish speaking skills. And that was a really important thing too, to realize that just because there might be a language barrier, it doesn't mean that we can't be effective.
Can you think of a particular encounter, a particular relationship in El Salvador that touched you especially?
One night we were having a dinner. One of the church groups hosted a dinner for us, and they had each gotten a little 3x5 card with our names and a little bit of information about us, our age, and just anything else. So mine was that I was a music teacher, and they had carved for us each a wooden cross about that high and hand painted different local flowers on them and written us a personal note on the back. And I remember the woman who made mine, when she got up to speak, it was so moving for me that even though she was making this before we had ever met one another, that she had been praying for me and thinking of me when really I felt that I was there for them, but they were giving back just as much to us in that way, and holding us in prayer, which was so special to me. And I've moved 3 times, I think, since I went to El Salvador, and that cross is the first thing that gets hung up when I move. When I've had to pack to move, I always make sure that I know right where it is, so that when I arrive at my next destination, it is ready to go, and I'm never worried that something's going to happen to it or it's lost, or and then I see it every single day now, still. On my way in and out of my home. And so it's, the memory of that woman, of that place is with me every single day.
Maybe you'll have a chance to go back.
I hope so. I really do.
Well, may God bless you, Amanda. Thank you so much for sharing that story with us. And
Thank you,
I hope
Titus.
I hope that vision and that energy is something you can use to help catalyze mission in Trinity Church in Lennox.
I hope so.
Wonderful. Well, God bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.